Welcome to the story of my life. At least I think it happened this way. Or maybe it was that other thing. Honestly, if I'm going to have a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice. But I digress. Enjoy Nightwing's full walkthrough of Batman Arkham Origins. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, or else. Well, enjoy the show, and remember, I'll be watching.
Hey gamers, we're back. Welcome to Arkham Origins. We just beat Slade, and then I got lost. Basically, it was all you have to do is go out the exit door. See the flashing exit door.
Yay, Batman can read.
I can't read. Words!
His contacts fell out during the fight, so he couldn't see the exit.
Yeah, watch, careful where you step.
They're very, like, expensive contacts, because he's a billionaire.
I should use the device I took from Deathstroke.
Okay, so gotta use the device I took from Deathstroke. Or Slade. Why isn't it shooting it? No, that's a batarang.
The remote claw I took from Deathstroke could be useful here.
You know what, Batman? Some of us aren't as fast as Batman.
He's gonna keep saying it.
Alfred, get GCPD to take a look at the final offer. More to Dixon Docks. They'll find Slade Wilson tied up and waiting for them, along with some of Penguin's illegally obtained weapons.
Another anonymous tip? Will do, sir.
I like anonymous tips.
Wouldn't they notice Alfred's voice? Like, he's always giving them anonymous tips.
Yeah, hey, that old guy's really Batman. It all makes sense now.
Maybe Alfred is like a professional voice actor and he changes his voice every time.
Yeah.
Totally.
One time he calls his Mickey Mouse. Hello! Oh, there's a robbery!
Yes.
I lost my voice a while ago, so can't do Mickey anymore at this time.
Oppressed citizens of Gotham, your cries for help have been heard. I am Anarky, voice of the people, here to save you from the plague of corruption that now infests this once proud city. Those hired and elected to keep us free and safe won't lift a finger. And why would they? They've been bought and paid for, encouraged to turn a blind eye. If they won't act, I will. At dawn's first light, the sources of Gotham's ruin will be destroyed. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming of propaganda and consumerist garbage.
As if there isn't enough going on tonight.
Wow, that was kind of funny.
Ah, Anarky.
He is said to have a sense of humor, so there you go.
Well, he's a kid. I mean, at least, the way he was talking, to me, he sounds like he's at least 15.
Yeah, you could tell he was...
He's young. He's very young, yeah.
Yeah, so he's about Tim Drake's age.
But Tim Drake doesn't exist yet. Well, I mean, he actually does exist. He's just not Robin. In fact, Dick Grayson isn't even Robin yet. And I have not seen the Flying Grayson poster yet, but I've been told by our subscribers that it is in this game somewhere. So, yeah.
Yes, speaking of,
Anarky?
No, I was gonna say, speaking of Alfred's voice, I do like British voices. Oh, never mind.
You just do it again. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, speaking of British voices, I do think... Oh, sorry.
Crime scene Penguin mentioned.
Gosh, never mind.
Crime and violence, greed and vengeance. But it's also a story of redemption, of second chances, of change. I've planted 3 bombs where Gotham's corruption is at its strongest. But unlike those I fight to overthrow, I believe in choice. So, I offer you one. Let them detonate, or stop them. Your actions will determine what I do with you.
Okay, so,
I planted 3 bombs where Gotham's corruption is at its strongest. But unlike those I fight to overthrow, I believe in choice. So, I offer you one. Let them detonate, or stop them. Your actions will determine what I do with you. Over here.
Whoa, easy now. I ain't looking for a fight. Got a message, that's all. Anarky says if you're gonna make a withdrawal, you better do it soon.
Okay.
So let's defuse a bomb. You were saying before they interrupted you.
Nothing. It's
Three
not.
bombs where Gotham's corruption is at its strongest. But unlike those I fight to overthrow, I believe in choice.
You know what? Never mind. Obviously.
Let them detonate or stop them.
Okay, Anarky.
Your actions will determine what I do.
Obviously, the game doesn't want me to say what I was gonna say. Alright, I was just gonna say from last episode, we like British voices. I watch Doctor Who all the time, and Alfred's voice is awesome, and yeah, it's just like, we did not like Tracy's voice, so, I don't know, just some people were getting really oversensitive, thought we didn't like British accents or something. It's like, British accents are awesome. In fact, we have a lot of friends that, like, when they call Luke, like, I'm always like, oh my gosh, you have the best voice in the world, so, I don't know, it's just really weird, so people got confused.
Alright, so let's go stop Anarchy's first bomb, or at least try to.
Yeah,
we have 2 minutes to do it.
She has a really, really annoying voice.
Oh, Tracy? My
Yeah.
gosh. Ugh. It's like they couldn't get the girl from Doctor Who to be in it.
I know. Or anyone else.
Why did they have to go with that voice? What's happening to Batman? Is he spasming?
Well, they made her purposely annoying because she's evil. You have to hate bad guys. But actually, Candy's voice was nice.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think we're gonna make it in time. Curse you, Cape Glide! All these guards are talking, but Anarky, he's a very interesting individual. Like we said before, Anarky is, he's a kid.
yep.
This is not good.
He first appears when he's 12 years old in Detective Comic. And
Detective
Comics.
Comics. Yep.
609, and he appears in 1989. He's created by Alan Grant. And
I used to like Alan Grant's work. I remember him.
yeah, and pretty much his character was kind of used as kind of a way to talk about kind of like social injustices and stuff within comics. So,
Oh, Anarchy's talking. I'm sorry.
You're tied to your job, your mortgage, your need to buy the next shiny thing your overpriced television seduces you.
Wow.
Imagine
Anarchy's got some issues.
if only someone would set us free.
Wait, what is he trying to blow up? Is he trying to blow up the mall? You're like,
I don't know.
You don't want to talk. You're like,
He
I'm just
has
gonna get
3.
interrupted.
No, I'm just watching you do your gameplay. Exactly.
My
I'm
failed
interrupted
gameplay.
so much. So, yeah, I don't know where he's planted 3 bombs. But exactly, like he.
So I saw. This Anarchy fellow mentioned 3 bombs, which means 2.
Her mind.
I need to find them.
I've no doubt you will, sir.
Gosh, Alfred. Psh. How dare you talk through my monologue?
Okay, go. I'm upgrading.
Yeah, so I mean, he actually what makes him, very socially aware, of injustices and the reason that he has his plight of,
Plight.
or whatever he wants to do is he had a pen pal that lived in a third world country, and they would write back and forth, and he would say like how great the Western world is, and his pen pal would say, they were both around 11, and his pen pal would talk about the difficulties he had in his country. And then after a while, he just never got any letters back, and it turned out that apparently he just had some kind of crazy guerrilla war in his country. It was like, I think like some of his family died and got jailed and all kinds of stuff, and he really was concerned about his friend in this third world country. I really cannot pronounce the kid's name. It was like with an X, Zeusis or something.
Yeah, we'll just call him Zeusy.
Pretty much. So this kid's name.
So Zeusy.
Yeah. So Zeusy, he's pen paling back and forth with Lonnie Machin, and Lonnie Machin is is Anarky. He becomes Anarky. And so he's pen paling at 11, and, you know, he thinks, like, the Western world is really great, like, capitalism, and, you know, this is great, and, you know, like, there's so many opportunities and stuff. But then, when this happens to his friend, he figures out that actually some people in the Western world were, like, capitalizing off this war that killed all these people. And pretty much he found out, like, rich elitists didn't really care what happened to people who were, you know, in this third world country, and they were just, you know, making money off of people's lives being, you know, ruined.
Anarchy doesn't like that.
And so I think he kind of went off the deep end a little and went totally the other way. And he pretty much believes now that
everybody in society is evil.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much believes
but that people are kind of like they're sheeps just following politicians and leaders, and he can change things.
He pretty much believes that, you know, elitists are just like kind of playing with people like pawns, and, you know, no one really cares, you know, it's just a game to them. And yeah, pretty much he just becomes Anarky, and he's 12 years old, he has his first debut, and
Batman deduces who he is. Yeah, I remember the thing that I remember most about Anarky is that he is actually a Tim Drake antagonist. In fact, I remember numerous times where Anarky called Tim his arch enemy, and Tim was always able to defeat Anarky. And since Anarky was this young kid, he wouldn't go to prison. He would go to, like, the juvenile prison, which I forget what they call it. Juvie?
Juvenile hall.
I don't know.
Something.
But that's where he ended half the time, like, going up there. And while he was in juvie, he actually improved his skills. He became a martial artist, learning stuff like Aikido and Kung Fu and other things over time, so that his fighting prowess was similar to, like, I would say not really Batman. He wasn't really on the level with Batman. Batman and some of the other characters like Nightwing can easily take him down. But for a young Robin, like, especially until like 97 and things like that, Anarky proved to be kind of a little bit of a pain.
Yeah, he started out using a lot of gadgets and stuff like that, and his mind is what he really uses. He uses trickery, holograms, lots of gadgets. That's why he wears really loose clothing. He has all these gadgets.
It's because he has a very frail body, or at least he did in the beginning. I remember, like, later on he appears after, you know, he has the martial arts training. His costume changes a little bit. But one thing about his costume that's very interesting that I've always remembered about this character is he had this weird pointy hat that was like a mixture of like a cowboy hat or whatever. And before Anonymous was really popular, he wore like the V for Vendetta mask.
Right.
Which means I think our time together is drawing to a close. It's been fun, Batman, but all good things must come to an end.
Oh, Enigma, eh?
In fact, Alan Grant actually asked the person who drew Anarky to make him a cross between V for Vendetta and Spy vs. Spy. That's how he asked him to draw him, and that's how he drew him.
Yeah, and he also had this really weird yellow mask that just, like, looked really strange.
Yeah, gold. It was golden, yeah, with a golden scepter kind of thing.
Ow.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, actually, he first learned computer hacking, and then later on, like you were saying,
the martial arts.
And, like, yeah, from, like, they were saying from 1995 to 1997, it was noticed that he had made, like, extreme improvements. Obviously, he's not a tremendously... I mean, he knows martial arts. He's not nowhere compared to Batman, but from where he was before, where he knew nothing, he was just, like, a computer geek, to... like, he really trained hard and, you know, learned as much as he could, so... yeah, he actually was supposed to be only, you know...
He was introduced just in 1989, but due to the popularity of the character, I remember this, they actually started to make him appear more in the new Robin's book. he was just a one-shot character, and they've done a lot of interesting things with Anarky over the years, but they did retire the character for a while.
Yeah, actually almost 10 years, but he had a few appearances.
Only in Tim Drake's book.
Actually, during that time, during 10 years, that was his alter ego came. I think it was around 2008 or something, called Money Spider, I think it's called, where he was a hacker. And
he did the hacking thing, but I'm talking about, like, the only times he really appeared again, like, he resurfaced in 2008 in a Red Robin book, which is Tim Drake.
Okay.
And Tim Drake wasn't able to beat him. Well, actually, no. Tim Drake did beat him very easily. And actually, during this time, Drake was, like, more kind of ruthless because he was searching for Batman because he didn't believe Batman was dead. So, you know.
Right.
Anarky just kind of got in his way. And, well, Tim was different. We'll say that. Tim didn't mess around. It would be like Batman meeting Anarky after he's given him a couple chances to give up his ways, and you know. So I'm pretty sure that I have this feeling that the way that Arkham Batman is portrayed in this, he's very, very on edge. He's ruthless. I mean, we saw him almost like snap a dude's larynx. So characters that are just misguided and maybe like a little crazy, like the Riddler, like Nigma and Anarky, I have a feeling that this Batman, who's a little off the hinges a little bit, you know, there's no light to his darkness, I have a feeling that he is going to reshape a lot of people's lives tonight. And some of those being Edward Nigma and Anarky, and probably the wrong way. Because Batman just doesn't have time to fool around because he's got 8 assassins after him. So, you know, plus he doesn't really have a compassion for criminals. He just sees them as a superstitious, cowardly lot. You know, and he just hates all crime right now.
I wonder if we'll see Batman fight Anarky and then realize that he's much younger than he thought he was. You know?
I think he might actually really hurt Anarky, now that I think about it. It's very possible.
Because that's what happened when they first encountered in the comics.
Well, Batman already knew he was young. I don't think he knew he was like really a little kid.
And that's part of his costume too.
Should have a relay station set up. It'll look like a mobile satellite dish, probably on a rooftop.
Is that police?
Yeah, I mean, the way his costume was drawn in the comics was you were not supposed to know that he was a little kid. It was only later that you found out he was so young.
Right.
That's why he has all these really loose-fitting clothing and the crazy hat and the weird mask, like, so you can't see how old he is.
Hang on, you keep going,
Oh, no problem.
Crap, that was dumb.
Yeah, another thing about that's like a defining characteristic of Anarky is he's really super intelligent. Like, he's like a super genius. He's really smart, and that is really kind of plays into, I mean, he doesn't have any superpowers, but I guess his superpower is that he's really smart. But you come to find out that Tim Drake and Batman are pretty smart too.
Tim Drake is actually said to be more like, his detective skills are almost on par with Batman's. Like, they really took the Tim Drake character and they did so much to him. Why am I attacking SWAT exactly? I wasn't paying attention.
I have no idea.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Actually, Alan Grant, the guy who created Anarky, believes that he is a hero, personally. But he writes him as an anti-hero, vigilante. He's not totally seen as a hero in the comics. Not as a villain either, though. Kind of. But no, he is kind of a villain.
I definitely see him as a villain. I'm going to cut you off because we got to do this.
No problem.
Just remember your thought.
No problem.
On the balcony for a smoke with a menace.
Those men on the balcony, that could be my way in.
Okay.
Penguin murdered Black Mask and his lady friend. We found the bastards.
Stuffy little fingerprints right by the bodies.
Yeah, we got Penguin now. Like to see him squirm out of this one. Fingerprints, 2 dead bodies. About to do some time.
Yeah.
Ready!
Oh, crap. I was gonna do a double takedown. I guess I got discovered and I had to...
Aww.
So right now we're investigating the murder of supposedly Black Mask and a woman.
Okay.
Oh, that was a low blow, Bats.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is he's kind of a character that's open to your own interpretation.
Okay, so this is Lacy Towers now. We're gonna hold off on our Anarky discussion again until we meet Anarky, just so I can kind of pay attention.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, so we're inside Lacy Towers right now. Looking around for supposedly the death of Black Mask. It's probably not really Roman, because we see... I can never say his name right. It's like Roman Sionis or whatever, because he's alive and well in Arkham City.
Oh, right.
Unless it's supposed to be Jeremiah Arkham, which I don't believe it is.
Soda. And Christmas trees. We need to get one of those.
What, soda or Christmas trees?
Both. No. I was thinking Christmas trees, though. The great debate, where to put the Christmas tree.
Why is everything all locked up here, though?
Sorry, I have fun talking about Anarky, because I like philosophy a lot. He's a philosopher, so...
Oh, I know.
I don't know, it's kind of cool.
Sionis' safe house. So we're going to be investigating a crime. And again, this is a blind playthrough, so sometimes if I walk slow or I don't know where I'm going, that's because I don't. Might have leveled up the character a little bit, but I have not progressed the story.
Batman has never walked in this building before, so he doesn't know what to expect.
Police believe Penguin murdered Black Mask, but why would he send me here if he was the killer? It doesn't add up. I can reconstruct the crime scene with the evidence scanner.
Whoa, why is there a head in there?
Oh, creepy.
Very creepy.
It's not very Christmassy. It's October, but it's October, so that's fitting. Ah!
Okay, I don't even know who that is.
Is she like...
She's just a lady friend.
Is she dead?
No, honey, she's sleeping.
Okay. Oh, good, she's sleeping. That makes me feel so much better. I'm just gonna keep telling myself that. Yeah, that was a dumb question, sorry.
Alright, so let's see what happened.
This crime took place days ago. The fire and the exposure to the elements make identifying the victims difficult. The male victim is wearing a black mask, but I can't positively identify him as Roman Sionis without a DNA analysis. Something I can't do in the field.
Alright, so let's check the lady then.
I can identify the female victim based on her fingerprints. Tiffany Ambrose, Roman Sionis' girlfriend, or one of them at least. She was no angel, long list of priors, but nothing to indicate she was the target here. The fire spread as a result of a Molotov cocktail thrown into the room. It may have been intended to destroy evidence.
It's a very lanky looking guy. It looked like the Joker a little bit.
Yeah.
The shallow trajectory of the bullet suggests the shooter could be someone of Penguin's height. But the grooves on the floor suggest that the victim was killed by someone leaning back in a chair.
Wow, I didn't... Interesting.
This bullet was fired from a revolver. Ballistics analysis indicates a low angle of trajectory. The shooter could have been someone of Penguin's height, but the pattern in the gunpowder residue suggests the bullet was actually fired by someone lying on the ground.
So what do I need to scan now, Bats? That's complete. Oh, it always goes to the next point.
These fingerprints are a match for the Penguin, but they're on top of the soot from the fire. The cops were right. Penguin was in the room, but these prints prove he was here after the murders were committed. If he didn't kill Black Mask, who did? The only thing I know for certain is that Tiffany's shooter was lying on the floor. But why? These white streaks are shoe polish. Whoever shot Tiffany was being dragged along the floor. Besides the victims, there were 2 other people in the room. Tiffany's shooter, and whoever was dragging the shooter. The location from which the male victim was shot may tell me more.
Really?
Whoa.
Man, we really get to see Batman's detective prowess.
That
Amazing.
is pretty cool.
It doesn't belong to either of the victims. Whose is it? The fight broke out when someone startled the shooter. It's not clear who won the fight. It could have been either one of them. I should review the evidence to see if I can learn anything more about either the intruder or the shooter.
But Black Mask just hired all the assassins. That doesn't make any sense. And he just said the body's been here days. I'm trying to see what... Follow the trail as you scrub through the crime. That's what I'm doing. So maybe go outside now?
Yeah, I mean, that other guy came from outside. I don't know.
Everything else is completed. You know, it's probably gonna be something simple, like inside a vent or something.
Oh, those vents. What would the Arkham games be without vents?
I know, right?
Just wouldn't be the same.
What is that? Something...
I don't know.
It won't really let me go outside. Interesting. Okay, I guess I've scoured the room and I haven't found anything, so I think the best thing would be to just rewind everything and see if we can find a clue that way. We get to see Batman using rewind time ability. Wait,
Ooh,
stop.
Red arrow.
There's the red. Let's scan this.
Fabric analysis indicates the intruder was wearing a white suit or sport jacket. This fabric swatch could help identify the intruder, but I still can't identify the male victim's shooter. There's one impact area I haven't checked for clues.
Oh, yep, I saw it. There's another red thing up here.
This DNA is from the female victim. The level of oxidation suggests it's been here for several days. If I review the evidence, I may be able to find out what she was doing when she was attacked.
Review the evidence. So when he says review, it means rewind.
I think so. What is that?
What is that? Oh, it's a phone.
She was sending text messages to Roman Sionis about someone named the Joker.
Never heard of him.
Someone killed Black Mask, but this crime took place several days ago, and I saw Black Mask earlier tonight. The only answers I have raise more questions. Who is the Joker? Was he the killer here? Or is he one of the assassins? I have a body, an unknown shooter, and an unknown assailant who attacked the shooter. I need to match the DNA samples against the records in the National Criminal Database to identify who was in the room. Alfred, I need access to the National Criminal Database.
Well, the only way to do that would be to infiltrate the Gotham City Police Department.
Then that's where I'm going.
Sir, you'd need to physically hack into their servers. If you insist on doing something that foolish, you'll need a powerful, non-lethal weapon. I recommend coming back here to pick up your concussion detonator.
Not a bad idea.
Looks like we're going back to the Batcave.
Wow. Alfred's always there with sound advice. Of course, a concussion detonator. I should have thought of that.
You could have at least closed the eyes. But I don't even see the bullet impact.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know if she was... But, yeah, obviously she's not moving.
But yeah, this is, I mean... I know for a fact that Black Mask is around later. Unless it was Jeremiah Arkham, but it said his name. Roman Sionis. Like in Arkham City, so... Unless there's an earlier version of Black Mask in this, I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Or unless Roman took over the family business and that's his father there.
That's such a cool name, Roman. It's kind of cool.
Alright, so we need to go to the police station. That means we need to leave here.
It still baffles my mind that Batman can go home and do, like, DNA testing in his personal lab. It's just, like, such a high-tech thing to do.
Why are you holding that thinking you can get like, beat me? No, sorry.
Batman must, like, hold, like, 10 trillion doctorate degrees in a million things. Because, like, he knows everything.
H2. Come in, H2. Dispatch, Delta 4-4. Can you raise Delta H2?
Stand by, 4-4. Delta H2. Delta H2, come in. Delta H2, come in. Delta H2, report. Delta 4-4. No response from H2. Please proceed inside to confirm H2 status.
10-4, dispatch.
Alright, so Batman took out those police officers to get in. And actually, we need to go back to the Batcave to get a non-lethal ability.
Ooh, you could talk like Christian Bale. The Batcave.
Basically, what you guys didn't see is I just traveled to the Batcave using the Batwing fast travel.
Quote unquote fast.
Yes, this is so fast. It's cleverly hidden as a load screen. Now loading, now loading, now loading. We've seen this before. I don't like his boots. I mean, this costume.
Yeah.
Welcome home, sir. The concussion detonator is on your workbench. Remember, if you use that instead of your fists, you'll do less lasting damage to those police officers and civil servants.
Noted.
Alright, Alfred, do you have anything else to tell me? Oh, and while we're here, thanks to all of you that told me about the different batsuits. Unfortunately, since I haven't beaten the game yet, we can't use the batsuits that I have so
Adam
far.
West.
But don't worry, the Nightfall lore is coming, because this was the Batman when that was Batman during the time of the animated series.
Crazy.
Yeah. The 90s edge. Everything was extreme. Even extreme Batman.
I don't know. It looks like, I don't know, Lady Gaga Batman
what?
or something.
Really?
No, it just looks
Lady
so
Gaga
weird.
Batman? Okay.
It just looks crazy.
Crazy.
And out there.
Let's talk to Alfred.
Well played, sir. You stopped the electrocutioner with a single strike.
I just used his arrogance to my advantage. A textbook move a child could have avoided.
True, but I doubt the rest of them will go down as easily.
If they do, we'll be eating that Christmas ham sooner than you think.
Christmas ham.
Oh, that's cool. So you talked to Alfred about the assassins that you took down. Because Alfred's monitoring the bat computer that is following your exploits.
How are you doing down here, Alfred?
Same as ever, sir. Though, I must say, the cave becomes rather chilly in the winter.
I could look into building some more heaters.
The energy consumption would raise too many eyebrows at water and power. No, I shall have to soldier on.
Then why did you complain?
I've done
yeah, Alfred.
The cave tidy, but with those bats circling above, there's bound to be collateral damage. Do keep an eye out. I've done my
He
best
just
to
likes
keep
to
the
complain.
cave tidy, but with those bats circling above, there's bound to be collateral damage. Do keep an eye out.
Is that all you're going to talk about is bat poop?
Access to rather interesting technology. When this is over, you might want to consider appropriating it. Let some good come of tonight's events.
Ah, very nice, Alfred. And yes, you can actually get the electric glove ability, but I don't think I did it. It's the same ability that Batman used in Armored Edition. This is my concussion grenades. No. This is a non-lethal weapon. Now I've added it to my arsenal.
It's like a very forceful hug.
Forceful hug. What?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say last time we were in the Batcave was, I was thinking, I don't know, I just think it looks really cool, like, just like, you know, the Nolan films, he was like a realist, he wanted it to seem, you know, like this could actually be a person that, you know, this is how it would be IRL, in real life. But yeah, just the way everything's set up, it looks like you could conceivably find a Batcave and do this exactly like this.
Did you just see that? He was like, he was stuck. He was like, yes, you could conceivably do this if you're a billionaire.
I know,
mean,
but just the computers and stuff, they look very realistic. That looks like how a computer system would really look with all those monitors and stuff.
If this takes place...
Oh yeah, you'd have to have tons of money.
If this takes place in the 90s or whatever, look at all the different equipment he has. Like, some of these are definitely like televisions and stuff you would have in the 90s, like these monitors. The LCD technology would have been very, very expensive in the late 90s.
Well, he's a billionaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it doesn't look like the, you know, unrealistic, ginormous Bat computer that doesn't look real.
Oh, from like Batman Forever?
Well, this is turning out to be quite the Christmas Eve, isn't it?
It is, Alfred. But anyway, gamers, join us next time as we go to the police department, where I'm kind of curious where the GCPD building is, because I haven't been able to find it. Just off on my own, I've been to the Bowery, I've been to the Industrial District, been all over the place. Even Amusement Mile and Sionis's place, but no luck in finding the GCP building, so maybe they changed the location, or I'm just not getting my bearings right. But thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Uncle Jay, take us out.
Well, that's the end of this video. Who's up for Chinese? Seriously though, make sure to like, favorite, and share this delicious video. Unless, of course, you like being wrapped in plastic and left in the gutter. Oops, sorry, a force of habit.